Welcome back everyone, Mariah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the price of Bitcoin and a few other cryptocurrencies. It's been 5 days. I actually really miss you guys. I have been in the middle of moving from that house I was living in with some friends. I'm still in Puerto Rico, but back to my original apartment. And I've kind of been just, it was nice to get take a step back away from the charts and not be so hyper focused. Sometimes, the perspective is a little bit too close. And so after stepping away and not being so glued to my phone and my computer over the last few days, had some time to breathe, come back and have a new perspective on the markets. So let's get into it. Currently 1:35 p.m. on March 29th. Also, my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So please, if you have not yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget the bell for notifications. Current price, $58,067 on the price of Bitcoin. So we saw a high of 58,398. And what's interesting about that is that was also a previous top of when Bitcoin topped over here. So the high of this candle on February 21st, 58,367. The high of this candle, 58,400. So I think that could potentially be a point of resistance, but as we're looking closer here on the daily chart, it's bullish here that this green 3 went above the green 2. And you could also see here this moving average is crossing over. So the daily chart actually looks pretty strong. I personally, since I've been gone, it's only been 5 days, Bitcoin went down to, approximately a $50,000 range, so just above $50,000. I actually thought that it was going to go lower. I thought that 44,000 was a possibility. I thought we were going to see also, I try to think of all scenarios, right? All possibilities. You want to just be able to have some sort of a plan no matter what's going to happen next. So if Bitcoin would have pulled back, to 44,000 from 62 or just below 62, that would have been about a 28% pullback. I also thought that it was possible in this over this last week, once Bitcoin was falling, to even head lower down to 36 for that 40% pullback, which Bitcoin is kind of due for that 40% pullback. So, I wouldn't call it completely out of the question. But so far, things are looking good. This daily chart looks amazing. How many days has it been since we saw the previous all-time high? The overall all-time high was 61,788. That happened on March 13th. So what is that? Is that 16 days? So we are just 2 weeks from the last time we saw an all-time high. And just gonna give you an idea of my current sentiment in the market is that when Bitcoin was $50,000 a couple days ago, one of my housemates was like, "Oh, how are you holding up with, Bitcoin falling?" And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with 50,000 to be honest with you. I'm like, the trick is to take a step back. Back in December or November, Bitcoin was $10,000. My Bitcoin is up 5x since then, okay? It's been 90 days. I'm okay with that. I am completely okay with that. There was a lot of people that were also calling the possibility that the top was in and that we were now in the bear market. I don't think that's a possibility, but one thing to take into consideration is that we're in a point in time where the stock market's in a bubble, okay? I don't think Bitcoin's overvalued. I think the stock market's overvalued, okay? But Bitcoin is somewhat still correlating with the stock market. So that's something to take into consideration. Even today when the stock market opened and S&P was down a little bit, Bitcoin pulled back as well, slightly. It's kind of held its ground since, but that's something to always take into consideration. To me, the daily chart looks pretty darn good, but you have to, like I said, prepare for all scenarios. Right now, I have approximately 120 in cash on the sidelines, 1,000 on the sidelines. I sold Bitcoin, I sold 1.5 Bitcoin at the $53,000 range. So clearly that wasn't the best choice, but I needed to protect myself for the downside. And like I've also been mentioning, I want to have more cash on the sidelines. And so I'm missing out. Sure, you know, I've been missing out, let's see, from 3 to 8,000, 5 to $7,500, right? Basically missed out on. But I have cash on the sidelines and I'm okay with that. And so I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that cash. I might buy more Nexo tokens to bring my loan rate down. And I also, so yeah, that's basically what I'm considering doing with it there. And it's in USDC. So I could also basically put that on one of the platforms and get interest on it. So I might do that as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 12-hour chart on a Bitcoin. So it looks like we still have, 3 more candles of upside. To show some real strong strength would be to see Bitcoin get over $60,000, right? So let's see, the high of this candle right here is 60,100. In the next, let's see, 2 days, if Bitcoin can get over that, that'll be extremely, extremely bullish. I mean, the chart's already looking bullish in general, but it's just going to add confirmation to that. Let's go ahead and take a look back at the 12-hour chart. So, I talked about this green moving average crossing over the red, and just to give you guys a reminder, this green moving average is 12. Let's see. Okay, so the red's a 12, the green is a 5. So right here, this is like a buying opportunity, right? When this green crosses over the red. So you would have been buying the $55,000 range. You would not have caught the bottom, okay? You would have not caught the bottom, but you would be in a green position now that was a little bit safer, better risk to reward ratio. So on the 4-hour chart, the green has not quite crossed, or actually it did a while ago. So back at 53,000. So the 4-hour here would have been some really excellent guidance. The 4-hour still showing, at least 6 more candles of upside. So that's something to also take into consideration. The 1-hour chart here looks like it's pulling back a little bit, being held up really nicely here by this moving average. Let me go ahead really quickly and talk more about these 2 black lines, this range here. So I was kind of trying to draw some lines here to see this, I think, is potentially support. I mean, we could keep on moving sideways, you guys, for 2 months. So that's something you should take into consideration, but just a lot of support being built in that range right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart pulled back a little bit, and I think it's going to be quite bullish when Bitcoin breaks above this level right here. This 58, it's about 58.8 approximately. So as soon as this green 2 starts trading above this green 1, and this is a TD sequential system, then I'm expecting some more upside as well. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. So 15-minute did make a lower low, so we just want to see it make a higher high. So if it can go above this candle right here, which is 58.4, then that'll be really nice. Let's go and take a look at the 5-minute. So 5-minute looking a little bit sideways over here. Yeah, I think that this 5-minute chart is kind of making me think that there's a lot of volatility incoming with the sideways trading. I think we could potentially see a lot of volatility coming shortly. Okay, 1-minute chart looks like it's trending down. Not too much to see there. Ethereum is gaining a little bit on Bitcoin. The pairing here is up 4.63% on the day. Ethereum is up to 1832. Nexo is actually, the chart's looking really nice on Nexo, currently 252. The high of Nexo was approximately $3. So I think that Nexo, why I'm really interested in going in heavy and having 10% of my Nexo portfolio of Nexo token, is because I actually think it's going to gain more on Bitcoin. But in return, when everything crashes, I also expect it to crash harder than Bitcoin. So that's something to take into consideration. DOT is doing well, about 34.5, up almost 7%. Both Link and DOT are up about 7% today. So I bought Mana, what was it, maybe 2 weeks ago? I started buying Mana at $1.07, $1.08, and I bought it, I think, on this day right here. I think I bought it on the 15th. And so I am finally back almost neutral there with no gain or loss. I also recently bought some SNX. I think the lowest price I got was maybe $17.05. And that is up 6.5%. You guys should also check out Gemini. So Gemini Earn, I think, has actually added a few more coins. So Filecoin, I thought about buying Filecoin a few weeks ago because it was the highest percentage return on Gemini. Okay, you guys, it was like $20 at the time. Now it's 130. So Chainlink's on here, 446, 0x368, Uniswap. I recently bought some Uniswap, so I might go ahead and transfer that over here. The SNX coin that I just showed you guys, that one as well. So I might be transferring some coins over. My Mana as well can earn me 1.8%. So take a look at Gemini. Some of these seem new, so might as well, if you're Bitcoiner sitting on exchanges, might as well put them on Gemini over something like Coinbase. I'm assuming Coinbase is going to start getting this feature over time. But like I said, cold storage is always your number one option in terms of security. So that's all I have for you today. Like I said, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of March. And as always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.